What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. This is Departed Energy Tarot, and I am making my YouTube debut today with a pick a card. My theme is, what messages does Pluto have for you? Now, when I say Pluto, it can mean a variety of things depending on what you subscribe to as a person. This can be Pluto, the deity associated with Hades. This can be the archetype. This can be the hunk of rock in the sky that's equated to part of our human psychology, whatever you subscribe to, and what Pluto means to you. That's what messages I'll be focusing on today. So like I mentioned, it is a pick a card, so I have three piles. We have a spectralite on the left for pile 1, selenite in the middle for pile 2, and a labradorite palmstone on the right for pile 3. So what I want you to do is take a few minutes, pause the video if you need to, and focus on the piles with your third eye, not your real ones. Just take a couple of deep breaths, tune in to the energies of each pile, and when you've picked your pile, go ahead and skip forward to your drawing down below. I will have it linked, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. This is Departed Energy Tarot here, making my YouTube debut with what messages do Pluto have for the collective. I did 3 piles. You are one of 3. I have your oracles pre-pulled here, but I haven't looked at them. And then I'm going to draw some tarot cards for you guys. First, I'm going to move. You chose the spectralite, by the way. I'm going to scooch that up out of the frame here. Let's see, get right into it. This is my first lengthy draw, so I'm just gonna kind of go with it. Let's see what Pluto has to say to my pile 1s. All right, we got the 10 of Wands. Pluto is about transformation and work, so none of us are shocked there. What else does Pluto have to say about pile 1? And then immediately comes the 10 of Cups. Okay, let's keep going. I had a couple fall. I really hope my face wasn't in that shot. All right, what else? They're just flipping right over today, not wasting any time. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to turn this that way. All right, I'm going to draw 2 more. Messages to Pluto have to say for my pile 1s. Okay, this is one interesting set of cards you all have here. Let's get our last tarot card, then we'll look at our oracles and get to channeling. See what we can see for pile 1 from Pluto. And you guys got another queen, the Queen of Swords. Okay, well, I feel like that's wonky. I'm just going to turn it just a little bit. That looks better, I think. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. It's my first time doing YouTube. Y'all cut me some slack. All right, and then we have the Pluto. You guys are majoring in Pluto today. All right, and then we have ancestors. Okay, and then we've got the warrior. I'm going to scooch this out just a little bit because I got 2 more cards after. It's good in the frame though. All right, we have no boobs in the ramp. Is this me? This is interesting already. And then this card. This is my essential oils deck. It says, I am stuck. That's your trigger statement. True statement. Can you even see that? Let me pull that up for you. I am filled with possibility. Allow yourself to float up above any thoughts or emotions and see what is needed for you to process them and move forward. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit loaded, I feel like. So obviously with your 10 of Wands coming out first, like I mentioned, Pluto is all about transformation. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it. It's all about transformation. 99.9% of the time it's not comfortable. So you guys are definitely, but you're putting in the work for the transformation, which is helpful. The more you work with Pluto, the less she wants to push back on you. So you've got that. It looks like maybe my pile ones, the Queen of Pentacles, she's about security and, you know, running the household, everything together. I call her super mom if you've never watched before. So it looks like maybe you're not getting a lot of security right now, because we've got the Five of Wands here, which is, you know, obviously, you know, that's about conflict. And then the Queen of Swords, this could be where I feel like this is where you are now, but this is where you're trying to be. She came out in the center here, nice and pretty. The Queen of Swords, it's not that she's not in control, but she's a little too in control, if that makes any sense. The air signs are represented by the sword. So, you know, Queen of Swords, she's facts over feelings. She's not really interested in your sob story. So I feel like my pile ones are kind of in a Queen of Swords state right now. But you're wanting this. You're wanting that security, that place of peace. And right now you are just struggling like mad to get there. But the good news is, A, you've got Pluto on your side. I know that doesn't sounds a little counterintuitive, because Pluto can be a little rough on us. But like I said, when you work with Pluto, she's going to back you up. And then you've got the Warrior, and this is reminiscent of Aries energy. So that just reaffirms I am so sorry about that, everybody. I got a phone call about my baby. I had to pick that up. But we were talking about Pluto backing you up, and then you've got the warrior spirit. So between having Pluto, the traditional ruler, or excuse me, this was traditionally ruled by Mars and Aries. Forgive my misspeaking. But you've got all the right tools, is the point I'm trying to make. And then you've got ancestors. So not only do you have the right tools, you know, you've got this, and then you've got your own, but then you've got the ancestors on your side too, which is fantastic. Your ancestors, you know, other than deities, should you work with deities, you know, the ancestors are the ones you want on your side. And then they're also in this card in particular asking you to reach out. You know, that's why the ones that hang around, that's why they hang around. That's why they're here. So if ancestor work is maybe something, you know, you've been called to, you know, do your research, call out to them, talk to them like they were, you know, they never left. Because they're definitely wanting to, you know, talk with you and help you out with whatever you need. And it looks like we might be going through, like I said, you're here and then you kind of want to be here. This little bit of an identity crisis. Is this me? You know, she's come out of a war, scantily clad though she may be, but she's got the fire in the background. So she is trying to figure out herself, you know, I came through this battle. Who am I really? And so let your ancestors help you out with that. And then your final positive message here, I am stuck, but you're really filled with possibility. You have all the tools. They're all around you. Like if this center tile is you, you have everything in place to do what you need to do to get where you need to go. And that is super great, pile one. So don't lose your faith. You know, Pluto's not all bad, you know, cut her a little slack. She only breaks us down to make us better. And that's, you know, what's important. So you can get here. You can be super mom in whatever, you know, way that means to you, pile one. But that's all I'm seeing for you guys today for your message from Pluto. I hope that you found it insightful, and I will catch you guys next time for another pick a card. Bye. Hello, pile two, and welcome to your reading. Let's see what messages Pluto has for you. My process, what I'm going to do, I have your oracles pre-pulled here. I have not looked at those. We'll pull those last, and then I'm going to pull 5 of these tarot cards. And once I get everything all laid out on my table here, I will start interpreting Pluto's messages for you all. So what does Pluto have for pile 2? Spirit. Right, we have the High Priestess. Okay, what else do we have here for pile 2? Oh boy, the Tower. Nobody panic yet. Alright, Pluto for pile 2. Move your selenite over a little bit. 2 of Swords. Alright, let's get 2 more. Oh, we got a jumper. Strength. This is a really interesting combo. I'm excited to see the oracles that go with it. Oh, last one. The 6 of Pentacles. Alright. Trying to see. if it looks half decent in the frame. I'm a creature of organization. All right, let's get our oracle cards and see what we have here. All right, so your astrology oracle card is lunar eclipse change. No shock there when you have the tower coming out. Let's see what else you got. Try to make sure you guys can see most of it. All right, and then we have connect to heart. All right, we have potions and spells. This is for my Solomon oracle. These are here. We have addicted. That's interesting. And then from my essential oils deck, we have spearmint. All right, so the theme is conviction. Trigger statement, no one listens to me. True statement, my voice is heard. It says, stay strong and communicate your message. The world is ready to receive what you have to share. Wow, this is powerful stuff, you guys. So for those of you who might not be too astrology savvy, Pluto is all about radical transformation. And 99.9999% of the time, it is not a lot of fun. So the themes here, even though the tower is linked to Mars, which originally ruled Scorpio, which is now ruled by Pluto. So even though this is technically not Pluto, it's still very Plutonian, this whole thing. So what I'm seeing for you guys, it looks like you all have definitely had a tower moment, and it's been recent because you've got the lunar eclipse change here. You have had a serious breakthrough, pile two. You could have had an addiction of some sort, and you have to think about the meanings of addiction. Society would have you think, just your typical drugs and alcohol, and that could be what you're dealing with. But addiction goes past that. There's addiction to food, there's addiction to exercise, there's addiction to pornography. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say that. I'm sure they'll tell me. But there's a lot of different addictions that we can develop as humans to kind of escape the not so fun stuff in life. So you all could have this addiction. It looks like it's brought you to your tower moment where everything kind of came crumbling down and it wasn't comfortable, per Pluto. Nothing's ever comfortable. And it looks like, Pluto gave you the choice to change or stay kind of in this sort of, let's call it muddled. That's a nice, gentle word, a nice muddled type of place, pile two. But from the looks of the other cards, it looks like you have chosen the high road. You've got the high priestess here, and then you have lunar eclipse too. Even though it's talking about change, the high priestess, she is very connected to the moon. You've got the triple moon here, the moon down here. So it looks like my pile twos have chosen the high road. You have chosen to pursue, maybe it's a passion, maybe it's a soul's calling, because some evolutionary astrologers refer to Pluto as the soul. So maybe you've chosen to, put on a brave face in the face of danger. This lady here in this strength card, she's, not afraid of that lion. She's totally afraid of that lion. But she has to be brave in order to keep the beast calm, tame the beast. And I think that this, whatever this soul calling may be for you, pile two, you are going to give back to people. This addiction or whatever negativity you may have been in, you are going to use that and you are going to give back to the community, to your community, maybe the community at large, the collective. Who knows? The sky's the limit when you really take on what your intuition, is telling you to do. That soul's purpose, that soul's calling. And then we've got potions and spells here. Of course, you don't have to be a witch, a Wiccan, a pagan, what have you. This is more about, take it as a sign to sort of do your research, because potions and spells, pagans, witches, whomever, they use potion spells, any esoteric type of endeavor to put intention out into the air, to change the way that their environment is working. And so that's what Pluto is asking you to do. Do your research, have your own potions and spells in your back pocket. It doesn't have to be literal. What can you do? What have you learned from this addiction or this negativity? Connect to heart. This is going within. Pluto asks us to look within us at the stuff that is not fun. But from looking at that stuff and finding the positive in it, we can rebuild that tower to a much better, stronger foundation for us to move forward. And then you've got this right here. Your voice is heard. So maybe that's kind of what drove you all. If the addiction part applies, you may not have had an addiction. Maybe it's just a negative mindset. This is a general reading. I'm just kind of going off, what I'm feeling here. But whatever this represents to you, maybe you just haven't been feeling heard. Maybe you almost felt like, see how he's got these spikes almost sticking out of his back? It kind of reminds me of the Ten of Swords a little bit. He feels alone. Look at this around his neck, this chain. He is trapped by this addiction, whether that's society, kind of enabled him in that way. I assume this is a male, I'm not sure. But, this individual is trapped and stuck and stabbed in the back. His voice was not heard. No one really did listen to him. But he is climbing out. He is finding that mental strength and that want to help others get out of the same situation that he's been in. Stand strong and communicate your message. Utilize your voice, pile 2. This is what this is saying. Pluto is telling you, you are not a victim. You do not have to sit and, just puddle in this icky that life has thrust upon us. We do not live in a forgiving society, but that doesn't mean we have to bend to what that unforgiving society has thrust upon us. Use your voice. The world is ready to receive what you have to share. Confirmed by your 6 of Pentacles up here. You have gone through something so traumatic, but it's going to be so good on the other end of it. Once you've processed everything, you've connected to your higher self, and you know that direction that you need to take, pile 2, you are going to do some amazing, amazing things. You are going to teach people how to do better, to come up out of their, their addictions, their negative thoughts, whatever the case may be, and in a not so rocky way that we had to do it, because I'm kind of going through a little something like this myself right now. But this is an amazing calling from Pluto. This is Pluto having your back, saying, brush your shoulders off. You have got this. You have the tools, you have the means, you have the experience, and go for it, pile 2. And this is an awesome message. I'm really loving this for you guys. I know whatever this was, what this was very, very tough, and I'm so sorry you had to go through it. But it is going to yield such fruit for you and for those you come in contact with in the future. It's really amazing. I'm excited to see what comes of it. If you feel like leaving a comment to share about your journey at all, please let me know. I want to support you. But that's all I'm seeing right now for you all, pile 2. But I feel like I've unloaded quite a bit with this little spread here. But more power to you, pile 2. And I'm excited to, see you grow, or hear about you growing, I guess. But that's all I'm seeing for today. That's your message from Pluto, pile 2. I wish you the best of luck, and you have all my love and support, and I will see you all next time for another reading. Bye. Hello, hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. We're going to be digging in to see what Pluto has to say for you. And what I'm going to be doing, I have your oracles already pulled here. I have not looked at them. And then we're going to draw 5 tarot cards. Well, we're going to do that first. And then we'll put out your oracles, and I will see what the Lord of the Underworld has for pile 3. So let's go ahead and get started. What does Pluto have for pile 3? This is Pluto for pile 3. And I'll be pulling 5 of these. Alright, we've got the 9 of Swords. Alright, what else would I say for pile 3? That's just for pile 3. And we have another 9. The 9 of Pentacles. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys. Oh. 6 of Pentacles. Gonna kind of shove that under there a little bit. I know that looks wonky, but it looks straight to me. Okay. Sorry. Alright. Pluto's messages for pile 3. I feel like you guys are something akin to pile 2 a little bit. But a little different. Oh, I flipped over on its own. Then we have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is looking like a similar story. Let's get one more of these and we'll do our oracles and get started. What is Pluto's tell? 3. Last one is the Emperor. How's that looking? I'm sorry if I'm obsessed with the placements, guys. I'm a little OCD in that regard. Alright, let's do our oracle. So the astrology one you all have is Saturn, Truth. And then your Sovereign oracle is Journey. That's a semi-naked person. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. I'll just drop her down a little bit. Okay. And then we have Take Risk. Okay, yeah, no, this movie's turned out a little bit different after all. And then our Dark Mirror. See, this Pile 2 had this too, but this story is different. Different story with the same cast. I'm interested. Alright, and then my Essential Oil card for you is Melissa. The theme is purpose. What is the point of it all is your trigger statement. The true statement is, I am special. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use your connection with the divine to share them. Okay. Wow, this one, you guys have an interesting one. I gotta remember to keep this lady's butt out of the frame for the sake of pretty. Okay. So I'm feeling like my pile 3s, the resemblance I'm seeing in pile 3 and pile 2, I feel like both piles are kind of going through an identity crisis, but theirs is a totally different flavor than yours because you've got the 9 of Swords, like, and then you've got the 5 of Wands. Both represent, you know, conflict, anxiety, you know, something is going on in your life or was going on in your life that really had you worried. And I feel like with the imagery with this card, he's got the chain here and the spikes in his back. And it says addicted, but I don't necessarily think that addiction was your issue. I think that this is more of just think of being bound to something. So maybe not so much an addiction, but like a negative pattern of thinking. Maybe some trauma that you had in childhood. But something that was conflicting where you want to be with these. Because the Emperor, he has to rule an empire, so he's got his armor still on under his, you know, fine clothes. He's ready to fight if he has to, but he didn't get there overnight. All these mountains in the background of this card, he had to cross those to get where he was. So you're wanting to move, or have recently moved, from this anxious, nervous, quarrelsome type of energy to you stepped into your Emperor. That's Aries energy. That's very, you know, I am, let's work for me and everything. But the beauty of it is, for you, pile 3, you aren't doing it just for you. Like, you have the element of you here in the 9 of Pentacles because that's your self-made success. But then you want to share that with others. And that's a really, really beautiful thing, pile 3. But it looks like you've had to deal with a little bit of ugly to get there. I'm seeing shadow work here because I'm not going to pull the Journey card again because, you know, naked lady. But this is referencing shadow work. And for those of you who are not like Wiccan, pagan, you know, new agey, what have you, shadow work is just a word for, you know, going within and seeing what needs to be healed. You know, whether that be childhood trauma, current trauma, whatever. But so when we talk about the journey, it's like you've had to walk through these dark, scary woods to get to the more benevolent place that you were headed to. And you had to get yourself unbound from whatever was holding you back. And that was a risk on your part. Take risk here. This is a goat on top of a mountain. Some of you could have Capricorn energy too. Sorry, but that was a side note. But you have to take risk to get there. Like, getting to the journey, like, it almost kind of makes sense a bit between this card and this card, even though he has clothes on and he's got the chains and everything, but he's still covered because he's still this black mist. You know, he still has this negativity floating around him that he can't shake. But then you get to this point and they have nothing on. So this all was stripped and shedded, and, you know, you're emerging onto your journey, a free being, and it was risky for you. And I think that the Saturn energy, I think you knew that it was risky, because Saturn, other than Pluto, everybody hates Saturn because he is the ruler of, limitations, responsibilities, boundaries. It rules Capricorn for a reason. Oh, look, another Capricorn tie. Anyway, but Saturn doesn't make things easy. He makes things efficient, and they're good for us in the end, but he doesn't make them easy. So whatever you had to do, I don't know if maybe you were in a situation of, like, trigger warning, but possibly domestic violence could be something that you were going through, and you had to, escape for your own good, to take control of your own life. That could be something there. But that's just an example. But the road you've had to take has not been a simple one. You've had to face hard truths. You've had to take your risks and, strip all the negativity away. But it's all for the good of the collective, I feel. Because what's the point of it all? I'm stressful. And the theme is purpose. So this is obviously, you had to break whatever chains you were bound by to get on the road to your purpose. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use your connection with the divine to share them. So, as much as everybody hates a moral of the story, you kind of had to go through what you went through, Pile 3, because there was a bigger purpose for it. This was probably divinely orchestrated. And don't be mad at God, the gods, your higher self, whomever you subscribe to, because it's going to yield so many good things, so many blessings for you and other people that you touch. I mean, you're going to be able to spread the wealth and show kindness and help others where you probably didn't get that help, Pile 3. And that speaks a lot to your character, because there's plenty of people that would just be made bitter by this ugly situation. But you want to use your suffering to better your fellow humans, and that's very commendable, Pile 3. So I feel like Pluto is telling you, because in some forms of astrology, Pluto represents the soul, and we're talking about your purpose. So Pluto is telling you, you are on the correct road to your soul purpose. Whatever you went through is going to benefit you in the long run, and whoever did it to you is not going to get away with it. Karma's a thing, or at least I believe that. But so don't think, your tormentor, your attacker is going to get away scot-free, because they're not. They will, face their own hard truths. It'll come for them too. But you are going to go on to such bigger and better things and be such a wonderful, generous person and make the world a better place. All because you decided to use your trauma, use your struggles in a positive manner, Pile 3. And I think that that's amazing. And I know that Pluto, the archetype, the deity, whomever, is really proud of you too, because this is some heavy energy and you wiped it out. You made good out of it. And that's a huge deal, Pile 3. So keep on the path. It's curvy, it's dark, it's scary, but keep on the path. You are doing it right, says Pluto. And that is all that I'm getting for you guys today. Again, congratulations on, working through and overcoming. If you have anything you'd like to share, I'd love to keep up with your story. If you're all right with that, leave it in the comments, and I will see you all next time for your next reading.